Picture this. It is Saturday morning at a gas station in suburban Omaha. A man in his 70s pulls up in a 20-year-old sedan. The paint is faded. The bumper has a small dent. He fills the tank, pays in cash, and drives away. You would never guess this man is worth over $100 billion. His name is Warren Buffett, and he could buy that entire gas station with pocket change. Yet here he is, driving a car that most people would have traded in a decade ago, wearing a suit from 3 years back, about to grab breakfast at McDonald's for $3.17. This is not poverty. This is not even frugality in the traditional sense. This is calculated invisibility, and it is how the truly wealthy stay wealthy. The rich who act broke are not playing a game of humility. They are playing a completely different game than everyone else. While you are upgrading your car to match your promotion, they are driving the same Honda for 15 years. While you are buying designer clothes to signal success, they are wearing the same gray t-shirt every single day. And the gap between your net worth and theirs grows wider every single month. Today we are going to dissect the psychology behind this phenomenon. We are going to look at the numbers that prove why acting rich keeps you poor and acting broke builds generational wealth. And we are going to talk about why this makes so many people deeply, viscerally uncomfortable. Because the millionaire next door does not want you to know they are a millionaire, and there is a reason for that. Let me introduce you to a character I call the invisible millionaire. You have met this person. You just did not know it. They are the guy in your office who brown bags lunch every day while you hit the bistro across the street for $15. They are the woman driving a 10-year-old Camry in the parking lot full of leased BMWs. They are the couple who politely decline the group vacation to Tulum because they would rather stay home. You think they cannot afford it? You might even pity them. Meanwhile, their net worth is 7 figures and climbing. Research from Fidelity Investments found that 86% of millionaires describe themselves as disciplined and frugal, not extravagant, not flashy, frugal. 60% live in homes worth less than $500,000. 93% use coupons when they shop and are not embarrassed about it. The average millionaire spends $412 per month on groceries. The average non-millionaire American family spends $647. That is 57% more. Think about that. The people with the money spend less. The people without the money spend more. This is not an accident. This is the entire game. The invisible millionaire understands something fundamental about wealth. Wealth is not what you show. Wealth is what you keep. Every dollar you spend proving you are successful is a dollar that cannot compound into actual success. And here is where it gets uncomfortable. When you see someone living below their means, your brain does not compute wealth. Your brain computes failure, because we have been socially conditioned to equate consumption with status and status with success. The invisible millionaire triggers cognitive dissonance. They are winning a game you did not even know existed while you are still trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses are bankrupt. There is a reason this bothers you so much. It is called hedonic adaptation, and it is ruining your financial life. Here is how it works. You get a raise. You feel amazing for about 3 weeks. Then your brain resets to baseline happiness. The new salary is the new normal, so you upgrade your lifestyle to feel that dopamine hit again. Nicer apartment, better car, expensive dinners. Your happiness returns to baseline. Your expenses stay elevated. You are now on what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. You keep running faster, spending more, and you never get ahead because the finish line moves with you. Research shows that after positive events, people return to a relatively stable level of happiness. The new car thrill dies. The bigger house becomes just your house. The luxury vacation becomes a memory, and then you need another one. The truly wealthy break this cycle. They do not get on the treadmill in the first place. Warren Buffett has been eating McDonald's for breakfast for 40 years. Do you think he stopped enjoying it? No, he never upgraded his expectations, so he never needed to chase elevated experiences. His dopamine baseline stayed low. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same outfit every day. When asked why, he said he wants to minimize trivial decisions to preserve mental energy for important matters. Translation: he removed the psychological need to signal status through clothing, which removed the expense and the anxiety that comes with it. Ingvar Kamprad, founder of IKEA, was worth nearly $60 billion when he died. He flew economy class. He stayed in budget hotels. He bought his clothes at flea markets. When someone asked him why, he said, "I am stingy and proud of it." These are not eccentrics. These are people who understand the neuroscience of desire. Dopamine neurons in your brain fire not just when you get something good, but when something exceeds your expectations. If you keep your expectations low, small pleasures stay pleasurable. If you inflate your expectations, you need ever-increasing stimulation just to feel normal. You are not spending money on things. You are spending money chasing a neurological set point that rises every time you feed it. And the house always wins. Let us talk about the math, because the math does not lie. The top 1% of earners save 38% of their income. The top 10% save roughly 12%. The bottom 90%? 4%. 38 versus 4. That is not a rounding error. That is a completely different financial operating system. Here is what that looks like over 30 years. Person A earns $100,000 per year and saves 38%. That is $38,000 per year. Invested at an average 8% return, they accumulate over $4.3 million. Person B earns $100,000 per year and saves 4%. That is $4,000 per year. Same return, they accumulate $458,000. Same income, different savings rate, 9 times the wealth. This is the invisible massacre happening in plain sight. People with identical salaries end up in completely different financial universes because one group acts broke and the other acts rich. But here is the really brutal part. Acting rich does not just cost you the money you spend, it costs you the compound growth on that money. Let us say you buy a luxury car, $50,000. You could have invested that money instead. At 8%, over 30 years, that $50,000 becomes $503,000. You did not spend $50,000 on a car, you spent $500,000 of future wealth, and that car is worth $8,000 now. The average new car loses 20% of its value in the first year. Luxury cars lose even more. A BMW X5 depreciates 69% in 5 years. A Mercedes DLE drops 63%. A Cadillac Lyriq loses 88%. You are not buying a status symbol. You are buying a depreciating liability that drains your net worth every single month while generating zero return. The truly wealthy understand opportunity cost. Every dollar has a job. That job is either to make more dollars or to provide genuine utility. Signaling status does neither. And yet the middle class is hemorrhaging wealth on exactly this. The average middle-class household has $66,000 saved for retirement. Millionaires? They have multiple income streams, diversified investments, and they got there not by earning more but by spending deliberately less. 79% of millionaires never received an inheritance. Only 31% ever made 6 figures in a single year. 93% say they got wealthy through hard work, not big salaries. Translation: they outsaved you, they outcompounded you, they stayed invisible while you stayed broke trying to look rich. Now let us talk about the modern amplifiers of this problem. Social media has turned financial performance into a blood sport. Your Instagram feed is not reality. It is a highlight reel of people drowning in debt pretending to be wealthy. The influencer with the Lamborghini? Leased. The luxury vacation? Sponsored. The designer wardrobe? Affiliate links and credit card debt. We are living in the age of manufactured opulence. Everyone is performing wealth. Almost no one has it. A study on consumer spending found that people get caught in an addictive cycle, spending ever-increasing amounts of money in search of ever-declining rewards. Like drug addicts, you need more and more stimulus to get the same high. And social media gives you the perfect drug dealer. Every scroll is a new hit. Every post is someone living better than you. Your brain does not distinguish between real wealth and performed wealth. It just sees the gap and screams at you to close it. So you buy the bag, you book the trip. You lease the car, you close the gap for one dopamine-fueled moment, and then the feed refreshes and you are behind again. The invisible millionaire does not play this game. They do not post their net worth. They do not signal their success. They understand that wealth whispers and debt shouts. Mark Zuckerberg drives a Honda Fit. It is worth $17,000. He could buy Honda. He chooses the Fit because, in his words, it is safe, comfortable, and not ostentatious. That is the key word, not ostentatious. He is not trying to impress you. He already won. He has nothing to prove. You are still trying to prove something. To your coworkers, to your family, to strangers on the internet. And every dollar you spend proving it is a dollar they are investing. The gap widens, the treadmill accelerates, and you wonder why you feel like you are running in place. Let me destroy some myths because these lies are expensive. Myth 1: you have to spend money to make money. False. You have to deploy capital intelligently to make money. There is a difference between investing in assets that generate return and buying liabilities that generate status. One builds wealth, the other incinerates it. Warren Buffett started with zero. He did not spend his way to success. He saved, invested, and compounded. His first car cost $350. His house cost $31,500 in 1958. He still lives there. He did not need the mansion. He needed the capital. Myth 2. Rich people deserve to spend lavishly. This is the justification trap. You worked hard. You earned this. You deserve the reward. Except the truly wealthy do not think in terms of deserving rewards. They think in terms of optimizing outcomes. Spending money you earned is not a reward. It is an expense. The reward is the financial freedom that comes from not needing to spend money to feel successful. Ingvar Kamprad was worth $60 billion and he got his haircuts in Vietnam because they were cheaper. Not because he was cheap, because he understood that wasting resources on meaningless status signaling was irrational. Myth 3. Frugality equals deprivation. Wrong. Frugality equals intentionality. The invisible millionaire spends money. They just spend it on things that matter to them personally, not things that matter to other people socially. Warren Buffett could eat at Michelin star restaurants every night. He prefers McDonald's, not because he is deprived, because he genuinely enjoys it and he does not need the validation of an expensive meal. This is the key distinction. Cheap people deprive themselves to save money. Frugal people spend on what they value and cut ruthlessly on what they do not. The problem is, most people spend on what other people value because they have outsourced their identity to social validation. Let me give you the framework the invisible millionaire actually uses. It is called value-based spending, and it is brutally simple. Step 1. Identify your values. Not what you think you should value, what you actually value. Freedom, time with family, creative pursuits, travel, security. Step 2. Allocate spending to those values. If you value travel, spend on travel. If you value security, spend on insurance and savings. If you value nothing about luxury cars, stop buying them. Step 3. Cut everything else. Everything. The subscriptions you do not use, the clothes you do not wear, the dinners you do not remember, the status symbols that impress people you do not like. This is not deprivation. This is clarity. You are not sacrificing. You are optimizing. Warren Buffett values simplicity and intellectual stimulation. He spends on books and spends time thinking. He does not value luxury travel, so he flies commercial. He does not value status cars, so he drives used. He does not value fancy food, so he eats McDonald's. His life is not deprived. His life is aligned. Mark Zuckerberg values impact and time efficiency. He wears the same outfit to eliminate decision fatigue. He drives reliable cars because his time is worth more than choosing between Ferraris. He lives modestly because a bigger house does not increase his happiness or his productivity. Ingvar Kamprad valued resourcefulness and sustainability. He flew economy not because he had to, but because wasting resources violated his core identity. He wore flea market clothes because new clothes added zero value to his life. These people are not following a frugality formula. They are living according to their actual values instead of performing for an audience. You want to know the secret? There is no audience. No one is watching. No one cares about your car as much as you think they do. The only person impressed by your lifestyle inflation is you, and you are going broke impressing yourself. Here is where this gets practical. The invisible millionaire operates on a simple system. Pay yourself first, automate everything, and make frugality invisible. Pay yourself first means your savings and investments come out before you see the money. You do not save what is left. You spend what is left after saving. The top 1% saves 38%. You need to get as close to that as possible. If you are at 4%, do not jump to 38 overnight. Go to 10, then 15, then 20. Increase your savings rate every time you get a raise. Your lifestyle stays flat. Your wealth compounds. Automate everything. Automatic transfers to savings, automatic investments, automatic bill payments. The more decisions you remove, the fewer opportunities you have to spend impulsively. Make frugality invisible. This is key. You are not trying to feel deprived. You are engineering an environment where frugal choices are the default. Drive the same car for 10 years. It becomes invisible. You stop thinking about it. You stop comparing it. It is just your car. Wear a simple wardrobe. Zuckerberg wears the same shirt every day. You do not have to go that far, but you can build a capsule wardrobe of high-quality basics and stop shopping. Live in a modest home. Buffett lives in the same house for 66 years. You do not need to do that either, but you can avoid house poor syndrome by keeping your housing costs below 25% of your income. The goal is to remove friction from frugal choices and add friction to expensive ones. Make saving easy. Make spending hard. Cancel the subscriptions. Delete the shopping apps. Unfollow the influencers selling you a lifestyle you cannot afford. This is not about willpower. This is about systems. You will not out-discipline a dopamine-optimized consumer economy, but you can architect your life so that the path of least resistance leads to wealth instead of debt. Now let us address the uncomfortable truth. There is a dark side to frugality. Frugality can become pathological. You can become so obsessed with saving that you sacrifice relationships, experiences, and joy. That is not wealth. That is poverty with a bank account. The line between frugality and miserliness is intention. Frugal people spend on what matters. Misers do not spend at all. If you refuse to take your kids on vacation because you are obsessed with your savings rate, you are not being frugal, you are being cheap. If you destroy friendships because you never pick up a check, you are not being strategic, you are being selfish. Frugality is a tool. It is not an identity. The goal is not to have the highest savings rate. The goal is financial freedom. And financial freedom includes the freedom to spend money on things that genuinely enhance your life. Buffett is frugal with cars and clothes. He is not frugal with philanthropy. He has given away over $60 billion. That is not stinginess. That is values alignment. Zuckerberg lives modestly, but he has spent hundreds of millions on real estate in Hawaii to create a private compound for his family. That is what he values. He cut ruthlessly everywhere else, so he could spend extravagantly there. Kamprad flew economy and bought flea market clothes, but he built a global empire that employs hundreds of thousands of people. His frugality was not about hoarding money. It was about directing resources toward his mission. The lesson is not to be cheap everywhere. The lesson is to be intentional everywhere. Spend on your values, cut on your vanities, and understand the difference. Let me close with the thing no one wants to hear. You are probably not going to do this. You are going to read this script. You are going to nod along. You are going to think, that makes sense. I should save more. And then you are going to see a car commercial, or scroll Instagram, or walk past a store window, and your brain is going to whisper, just this once, you deserve it. And you will buy it. And the cycle continues. Because behavior change is hard, and our entire economy is engineered to keep you consuming. But here is the thing. The invisible millionaire is not smarter than you. They are not more disciplined. They just made different decisions at different moments, and those decisions compounded over time. You can start today, not tomorrow, today. Cancel one subscription you do not use. That is $10 a month, $120 a year. Invested at 8% for 30 years, that is $14,500 from $10 a month. Drive your car for 2 more years instead of trading it in. That is potentially tens of thousands of dollars saved and not spent on depreciation. Cook at home twice a week instead of going out. That is $40 saved. $2,000 per year. $60,000 compounded over 30 years. These are not sexy changes. There is no Instagram post for cooking dinner at home. No one is going to congratulate you for driving a paid-off car. But in 20 years, you are going to be the invisible millionaire in the room, and everyone is going to wonder how you did it. You did not earn more than them. You did not get lucky. You did not inherit wealth. You just stopped performing. You stopped proving. You stopped spending money you did not have to impress people you did not like. You acted broke while building a fortune, and in a world where everyone is acting rich while going broke, that made all the difference. The choice is yours. You can keep playing the game everyone else is losing, or you can switch games entirely. The invisible millionaire is not hiding from you. They are hiding in plain sight. The only question is whether you have the courage to join them. Stop paying for momentum. Start building mass.